So we're joined by manager Phil Parkinson after a 3-0 emphatic victory over Rochdale. What did you make of the game, first of all?
I felt the game went how we foreseen it going. Them having plenty of possession, us dictating when we wanted to go and press and when we wanted to sort of sit off a little bit, and countering as well as we did. We know we're always capable of scoring goals, so yeah, I was really pleased obviously with the win, but the way that the lads controlled a lot of the game in and out of possession.
And we scored in 41 goals from 17 of our last 17 home games. So we scored in every single one of our last 17 league home games. What would you put that consistency down to? Good
players, well coached, great discipline within the camp, a willingness to work and not let adverse situations such as our pitch condition at the moment get on top of us, staying really positive. So all them things can only come from doing a lot of things right, and well, ultimately it's down to the players on the pitch. If they don't execute what we're asking them to do at key moments, then we don't score the goals, we don't win the games. So yeah, full credit's got to go to the players above everything else.
And in terms of the goals today, they were scored by Regan Linney and Chris Clark as well. Of course, Justin Amaluza getting one before half-time, which actually opened the floodgates for Altrincham. What did you make of your team's performance attacking-wise today as well?
Yeah, as I said, they're good players and they work really hard and they've got the rewards today. It was really important that we got our press right because they're so good in possession and they can slice you open. Jimmy's got them really well drilled. They play some excellent football, but we knew if we could press right at certain moments, we could pick them off and counter, and that's the way the game's gone. When you're playing and it used to be us, we used to be the team that probably would dominate possession for large periods of the game, but ultimately sometimes you're not always going to have it your own way, and I felt we got the balance right today of when to go, when not to go, and like I said, if we can get our front players going at any back four in this division, then they're lethal, and it's great to see the goals spread out as well. So for all their efforts, and we could have had a couple more in the first half. So yeah, really pleased with the front lads' performances.
And in terms of Eddie Jones in particular, named the sponsors man of the match, what would you say about his performance today? Consistent all season, in fact, but just signed a new contract, but yeah, doing really well at Altrincham at the moment.
Yeah, the whole back five, if you want to include Gouldy and Ethan in there, back 6, 7, if you want to include Isaac and Elliott. They've been ever so consistent, and you don't keep clean sheets without that consistency. So their work rate, their balance, their, as I said, their understanding of when to jump. And when I say jump, I don't mean in the air, I mean jump into a press, when to sit off and go half and half. That experience, that know-how, that belief in what we're telling them, the excellent work that Neil does with them on the training pitch. You're seeing all the fruits of that labour there, but the consistency is the key, and I think the improvements, so you've singled Eddie out there, I think all of that back line, including Banco in there, have improved immeasurably during this season from last season as well.
And in terms of nullifying Rochdale's threat today, we managed to do that other than a 10-minute spell where they didn't score, but they had chances at the start of the game. What did you make of your team's defensive performance today, and in terms of nullifying that threat as well from Rochdale?
Yeah, I didn't think we did. We didn't start either half really well, and then when we got on top of the press, which is difficult against Rochdale because you've ultimately got to go man for man. If you want to press them, everyone's got to go man for man, and you've got to do it. You can't have anybody dropping off. Nobody can get it wrong, because if you do that and somebody goes half and half when you're going full press, they'll just open you up. They're that good, they're that clinical with the play and the passing. They're really intelligent with that, and they have a set way of playing. But we've researched, we've studied them, and ultimately we executed our game plan.
And in terms of the fans today, 3,441 coming down to support the team. Again, real good numbers for Altrincham Football Club. What would you say your messages to the fans as well today, but also just consistently across the season, backing the team home away?
I want more of you here. It's brilliant, it's getting bigger. I'm getting greedy now, so we're getting used to it. We want to see more fans here, so rather than averaging 2,000 of our own fans, can we get that to 2,500? So if you know anybody who lives in this area or who's interested in football, who doesn't get to a game, get them down here, get them hooked on this, because when they come, they keep coming, they're enjoying it. I think we've got a great team here, And if you can't, like I've said it so many times, but if you can't enjoy it now, you'll never enjoy it. We're on a good run. We're certainly not going to get carried away. I know everybody's getting a little bit excited now because we're winning against some of the better teams in the division, but ultimately we've got to keep doing everything right, and so have the fans as well. The fans have been brilliant and they push us to want to go even further, so I push them, get even more, get here earlier. The lads are clapping them at the start. It'd be great to see a few more out at the start of the game to embrace the fans. You saw the Rochdale fans there who've been ex-league fans really get behind the lads at the start, and that's what we're trying to create here, that connection. We want to be a league team. We've got to behave like it in all elements of what we're doing. I know there's a lot of fans who are trying to galvanise that. Andrew Flynn, Beam One, Deck Kavanagh, those types of people really trying to galvanise the fans and getting the away support up, and they've been brilliant, and I'm certainly massively appreciative of all the support we're getting, but I think we deserve more, get more people down here, make this place an absolute fortress, because it does make a difference.
And in terms of our upcoming fixture, it is against Aldershot after the Wheelstone game was postponed earlier today. Aldershot, what would you make of that challenge? Obviously under the lights, 5:30, TNT Sports, a big fixture.
Doesn't get much better, does it? Both top of the charts for counter-attacking football. Both have got lots of goals in them. Both have got some really entertaining players. Both are desperate to make the playoffs. What a game to watch. Either get down and watch it live or get it on TV. It'll be an amazing game. Tommy's teams this season have done exceptionally well. He's a top manager, and we're going to have to do everything right to get anything there, because they've got a lot of momentum just as we have. So it makes for a really tasty game to watch.
Thank you.
Thank you.